A sustainable system is one that uses current resources in ways that will not eliminate options for future generations. So we're using what we have, certainly, to meet our needs, but we're not narrowing down the options so much that future generations are going to have a real tough time coming up with solutions to the challenges they face. We're far from a sustainable society because we're not taking into account the way we're using up these resources and using things at rates at which they're not being replenished. The only way to be a sustainable society is to live off contemporary energy, to live off sunlight, live off rainfall, limited irrigation that can be replenished every year through rainfall, and use nutrients and resources that can produce things right here. First three resources we'll run out of are fossil fuel energy, which drives all of our systems, including organic farming systems. We'll run out of phosphorus because that's a fairly limited resource found in a few places. Water is definitely a limiting factor in many parts of the world even now, and many societies have collapsed over history because of lack of water or lack of using that resource well. So water will be a scarce resource, and in my opinion we will not be using irrigation to produce number 2 yellow corn 25, 30 years from now because we just won't be able to afford it. We'll be producing specialty crops, things that add more value to that water than what are currently very cheap feed grains. As we're seeing now with major storms and small indicators like that, large if you live in New Orleans or along the coast, we're seeing much greater fluctuations, which means fluctuations in potential production, fluctuations in crop yields, more lost crops. So we're kind of living on borrowed time in terms of climate as well. We have to distinguish between our needs and our wants. If we can figure that out and satisfy our needs, put our wants to one side, then we'll be far better off.